Hello everyone, I am Kirti Dalvi, Assistant Professor at Sarhad College, Pune. Today we are learn about TYBBA subject, Data Administration and Data Mining. In that we learn Data Mart. Data Mart contain a subset organization while data that is valuable to specific group of people in organization. A data mart contains only those data that is specific to a particular group. Data mart improve end user response time by allowing user to have access to the specific type of data they need to view most often by providing the data in the way that supports the collective view of a group of users. For example, the marketing data mart may contain only data related to items, customer, sales. So data mart are conform to the subject. Here we are going to see the one diagram of data mart. So here is the data warehouses where we are collecting all the data in your organization, and there are the separate data marts. For example, here is the account data, here is the sales data, here is the purchase data, here is the employee data, here is the customer data. So we can separate out this department wise, and we can say that is the data mart. So data warehouses versus data mart. So data warehouses is a all kind of data is gathered in one folder or one storage, versus data mart. From the storage we can separate out the different department wise the data mart. Suppose this is the organization data, here is the account data, here is the separate employee data, here is the customer data, sales data, we can say the technical data. So that is the here is showing the diagram of data warehouses and data mart. Okay, so reason for creating a data mart. So easy access to frequently needed data. So there, if there is a separate data mart for account, so whenever we require the account data, so we can directly open the account data mart. Okay, if we need the uh, sales report, so we are going to directly open the sales data mart. Next one is a create collective view by group of user, improve the end user response time, ease of creation in less time, lower cost than implementing a full data warehouses. Here, instead of using full data from the warehouses, here we are here we separate out the data mart. So potential users are more clearly defined than full data warehouses. So there are some types of data marts. First one is an independent data mart, second is a dependent data mart, and third is a hybrid data mart. Dependent data mart. Dependent data mart allows you to unite your organization's data in one data warehouses. It gives you the usual advantages of centralization. Figure illustrate a dependent data mart. So here is the figure the central, they have shown the enterprises data warehouses, the all kind of data related to organization is stored in these data warehouses. Then operational sources. So operational sources data comes in a data warehouses. So here is the diagram, downward arrow. So all kind of data will come to the data warehouses. Okay. So suppose purchase department purchase some raw material, so that data will come in a data warehouses. Department, so account related or any data or any transaction related customer file or etc., it will be come to the data warehouses. Next example is that suppose sales department, they sells the product to the dealer, so that data will come to the data warehouses. Data will come to the data warehouses means what? Here, that all department data are stored in a one place, we call that a data warehouses. Okay. Suppose we are storing the all kind of data, all types of different types of department data we store in a one place. Then that data is whenever required, so that data separate out the data marts. Okay. So they are separate out the data mart. Suppose account department data is a separate out, so we can say that is a account data mart. Sales department data is a separate out, all the um, sales transaction or sales related previous data is stored in a separate file, we can say that is a data mart. Previous purchase department, last year purchase department, whatever history of the purchase department we store in a warehouses, and that all the data related to purchase department we store in a different file, so we call that a data mart. So here we separate out the data store in a different file, so that each different file we say that is a data mart. Second type is a independent data mart. So here an independent data mart is created the uses of central without the uses of central data warehouses. This could be desirable for smaller group within an organization. So here the figure shows the operational sources, means different department or different data sources directly store their data in the data mart. For example, in purchase department, suppose one is the operational sources of purchase department. So whatever the raw material transaction or raw material data of organization or last month, so that data we directly store in a data mart, purchase data mart. Okay. So without we are not using the data warehouses, directly we are storing the data into the data mart. Means what? The operational sources can store the data directly to the data mart. So that's why we are saying the independent data mart. So here we are not depend on the data warehouses, directly we are storing the data into the related data mart. Third type is hybrid data mart. So hybrid data mart allows you to combine input from sources other than a data warehouses. So this could useful for many situations, especially when you need integration, such as after the new group of or product is added to the organization. In figure also there is the show the data warehouses also. Okay. So operational sources data comes and store in a data warehouses, and then data goes in directly to the data mart. Okay. So sometimes it will be depend on the situation. Operational data warehouse, operational sources, sometimes that data goes directly to the data mart. So that time we can say it's a independent data mart. And sometimes that operational sources data first store in the data warehouses, and then that data comes to the data mart. So that is the dependent data dependent data mart. So here is the combination of dependent data mart and independent data mart. That's why we say that a hybrid data mart. So there are some advantages of data mart. Data mart contain a subset of organization while data. If there is the wild data in that organization, they got the everyday lots of n number of data the organization get day by day. So that kind of data we can store in a data mart. So it is the useful to save that data in a subset wise. Next is it is a cost effective alternative of the data warehouses. Next, data mart allows the faster access of data. If we store the data in department wise data mart, so we can, whenever we want that data, so we directly open that data mart instead of going to the data warehouses and searching the particular file. So data mart is easy to search and that process will go fast. Next is a data mart is easy to use as it's specially designed for the needs for the of its user. Okay, so whenever user require the data, he directly open that file, that data mart, and he will get the information. Last one, data mart needs a less implementation time compared to the data warehouses system. So here they require the minimum time to implement that data mart. Instead of whole organization data which store in a data warehouses and we are going to search that data, it takes a time. But if we are using the data mart, so we require or we implement that data mart. It is a easy to access also, and as compared to the data warehouses system. So today we learn about the data mart. So how the organization store the data in data warehouses and how it will be convert in a data mart in a smaller unit. Okay. So we learned that the types of data mart and advantages of data mart. Thank you.